After a week away, we got Matt Ryan back to break down the best quarterback performance of the week. So drum roll, Matt, who we got this week for your quarterback performance of the week?
Give me Lamar. Give me Lamar. He was awesome yesterday. And, I think starting out has the interception early. And then after that, to me, he was as good as it gets. And it's his ability to beat you with his legs. I think we all know about that. To make plays, even throwing the ball down the field with his legs was awesome. But delivering from the pocket yesterday was as good as I've seen from him. And the timing, the anticipation, and just the delivery of the football. I think the growth of him as a player in the last, he's a two-time MVP, and I think he's playing the best football of his career right now. And so I was really impressed with him yesterday. I think that game had a lot of weight to it too. I think with both those teams being so close to each other and the way that they've started and going against Jaden Daniels and kind of all of that comes along with it. I look at his performance yesterday and I was just impressed. The completions, 20 of 26, and just the passing yards, right? Getting so many chunk plays that they're getting in the passing game is impressive to me. Just the one touchdown, one interception. But, I think just the weight of that game and what he's doing right now, I was really impressed watching that one yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, two of those scoring drives, 93 yards, 94 yards. This is just how the Ravens are going to get things done. They've got all these weapons on offense, and it's got to be such an awful position to be. I can't imagine anybody I'd rather less be than the second level of a defense playing against the Baltimore Ravens. You got tight ends running all over. You got Zay Flowers slapping you in the butt when he runs by at 800 miles an hour. You got Derrick Henry, who's an actual Mack truck coming downhill at you. How much easier do you think it is for Lamar Jackson, being that they have all the right pieces right now in Baltimore?
I think it's huge. And the addition of Derrick Henry and kind of that building of him and incorporating him into the offense as the season has started. You watch when they go play action and you watch over the middle of that football field. And there are gaps, there are spaces. He is throwing with timing and anticipation. It looks to me to be really, really difficult to defend. I think Todd Monken has done a great job of kind of taking a look at all of the pieces that we have. How does it all work together through the eyes of Lamar Jackson? And I give him a lot of credit for kind of getting that done. But at the end of the day, you got to pull the trigger as the quarterback. And I think I'm seeing a guy that is as decisive as he's ever been in his career, and certainly that was at the forefront yesterday.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've seen with Lamar this year is just how he's operating under pressure in the pocket. He's not taking negative plays or making negative plays when pressure comes or when those pockets get tight. And you really saw in this game on the other side of the ball too with Jaden Daniels, how these like high-end mobile quarterbacks, not just the guys who have a little bit of mobility who can sneak out of a pocket, the guys who, if you have them outside the pocket and you're not accounting for them, it's a massive, massive play, as we saw him have a big chunk play on the ground himself this past weekend. So I think you're just seeing when you have as much talent as the Ravens do now offensively, and the offensive line playing a lot better from week one till now, they just have an answer for everything. Lamar, it doesn't matter. He's going to find an answer for something. So I'm not sure there's an offense I want to face less right now in the Baltimore Ravens. And he's my MVP through 6 weeks. Matt, is he your MVP through 6 weeks? Would you put him at that pedestal right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, to me, who is harder to defend, and who is giving defensive coordinators more sleepless nights during the week to prepare for than him? I don't think there's anybody. I really think he's going to be a 10,000-yard rusher in this league when it's all said and done. And I think he's going to have 50,000 plus passing yards, which is insane. It's crazy.
It's like doing a Madden My Player and playing for 13 years and just compiling all these stats for a decade plus. I mean, that's Lamar's numbers, really.
That is something I actually never thought about, is that, most running backs, 12 years, or so they're going to be in the league. He could be in the league legitimately 20 years.
If he keeps throwing the ball better and better and being able to process, and like you said, Matt, he's in rhythm, he's on time, he's staying in the pocket. He's not quite taking hits, but he is around a lot of hits in the pocket, but the ball just seems to come out on time. Lamar looks so confident as a passer. And to your point, he could play forever. I mean, this guy is a superhero out there on the NFL field.
Yeah, and I think him becoming better and better inside the pocket, right, is only going to help him be a more sustainable runner moving forward, right? Because it's going to be less design run. It's going to be running versus premier looks. And if you get him into the open field in space, to me, that's where he's at his best. And, then you have that option at the end of the game where you've got 3rd and 1 to put him on the edge, let him run and take a little bit of contact on the sideline. You don't feel as bad about it, right? Because you're not at design run number 8 or 9 in the game. And so I think his ability to grow from throwing inside the pocket, both inside the numbers and outside the numbers, has been the most impressive part of his game this year.
All right, so we had you a little longer this week. We wanted to get into some honorable mentions. Who is an honorable mention quarterback performance of the week for you?
I mean, I got to go Jared Goff. I feel like quietly, and I don't know how it stays quiet, but he just doesn't get put up there in the same way as other people. And he had a perfect game a couple of weeks ago, where no incompletions. I think, his performance against the Dallas Cowboys, yesterday, and just kind of a dismantling of that Cowboys defense. He looks as comfortable, as confident. He's always been an incredible play-action passer. They're using him in creative ways. I think Ben Johnson, another guy who deserves a ton of credit. But you look at those passer ratings, right? Week 4 versus Seattle, 155.8. Yesterday, 153.8. Those are basically perfect. I don't know how that passer rating number actually comes together, but they're essentially perfect ratings. And so I just think the explosiveness, the distribution of the football too, getting so many different guys involved, his accuracy down the field, his accuracy in the intermediate passing game was on point yesterday. And I think he's kind of the perfect fit for what Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson want to do.
Yeah, Ben Johnson looks like a genius out there with Jared Goff at quarterback, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. We saw Sam Laporta in there yesterday. It's almost like this Lions team can do whatever it is they want to do offensively. It's been a lot of fun to watch the Lions this year, and that's why me and Mike are going to be ranking our NFC rankings pretty soon. But Ben Johnson's got a lot to do with those rankings. That's called a teaser, folks. I'm excited for that segment.
They remind me a little bit, though, of the Ravens in terms of just – you have an offensive coordinator at the peak of his powers, right? Like you have Ravens have Todd Monken, Lions have Ben Johnson with a bevy of weapons at their disposal now with this Detroit Lions team, with the emergence of Jamison Williams, who just cooked Trayvon Diggs one-on-one for that touchdown yesterday. Just a guy whose speed has to be accounted for every single time.
The release from the top, the point of that bunch, kind of dip inside and then stack and get on top was unbelievable.
And then you have, obviously, everyone knows about Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, but then David Montgomery just will not be tackled.
Animal.
So you can really go any which way. And you could also pitch it to Penei Sewell out in the flat if you want to, and he looks like
freak show,
a better runner of the football than a lot of teams are throwing out there. So it's just when you have that combination of just so many different options at your disposal and a creative offensive coordinator, I don't know how you stop either this Lions or this Ravens offense at this point. To me, they are the scariest two teams in their respective divisions. Maybe a hot take. I think
it might be a hot take, but the thing I like about it is when you get into December and January, you might have to win games different ways, right? And being comfortable winning it, no matter how you have to do it, is a key. And I think you mentioned both those teams. Seems like if you want to get into a fist fight and run the ball 45 times, both teams are comfortable doing that. If you want to drop back and sling it 45 times, both teams are comfortable doing that and are explosive both ways.